go.
Hi, this is Eric from Purity Fitness. We're here to talk about hip mobility. Hip mobility is a big problem with a lot of us that we sit and we kind of, in a sense, compress our hip joint. Or if we're running a lot or walking, running a lot of times, if we're a runner, we'll compress think about our big femur bone compressing our hip joint. And what happens is that when that hip gets compressed, we can have some hip pain, we can have leg length discrepancies, we can also have really tight muscles around those hips. So one thing we want to do is we want to look at opening up the hips, and there's 3 exercises to do that. Come on, Gil. And so number 1 is we're going to do a hip hinge, really working on opening up the back part of our body, and we're going to distract the hip using this band here. You get these at Rogue Fitness. You take this and band this up really tight on my front of my hip. I'm going to put something here to elevate my foot. Keeping my chest nice and tall, I'm going to just come forward and reach. Not rounding my back. I want to make sure I'm pulling back my hip. I want good tension here. And I have a staggered stance so I don't feel like I feel nice and stable. I'm going to do about 10 to 15 of these reaches. And then I'm going to repeat that from the other side. You're going to feel a good pull on the back of the hip. You're also going to feel that hip kind of slide back like a drawer opening up that hip joint. Number 2 I'm going to do is I'm going to find something to elevate my foot. If I don't, I can do this on the floor, but ideally you want to find a bench or some step that's fairly high. Sit yourself out about 45 degrees in front so this band is still pulling back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive in. As I drive forward, I'm going to push this knee out. I'm going to drive my body across. Drive in, push my knee out, drive my chest forward, reach across. So I'm driving my hip out this way and I'm driving my chest forward, and I'm working on flexion and external hip rotation here. And this really helps as I'm driving across. This really helps me when I'm at the bottom of a squat or deadlift to get a lot of good flexion and external rotation. The hip helps me to be nice and stable at that bottom position, whether I'm deadlifting or squatting. The third one I want to do is I'll work on internal hip rotation. Typically in guys especially, we have really bad internal hip rotation, so the one I like to use with that, I'm going to take this out, I'm going to find something just to kind of stabilize myself. I'm going to put some distraction on that hip. I'm going to come across and square. Now I'm putting this foot flush and I'm rotating through this hip here. So it's almost like I've got this foot glued to the ground and I'm just twisting to create rotation in this hip. I don't want to rotate with my spine. I want to think about spinning on the top of this hip. Those are 3 great hip mobility exercises. What I would do is I would do 10 to 15 good solid reps on each one. Do these before your workout. Do them on a daily basis. Notice how much tension that takes off your lower body. Your lower back will probably feel better. You'll have better results with your squats, your deadlifts, and just overall how your body feels. So those are 3 great hip mobility exercises with our fitness tip this Monday here at Purity Fitness, where we practice personal training, group training, and nutrition coaching. See you next time.